So you sold your house, congratulations. Now your work is really going to begin. You'll be packing and moving, and when you do that, you'll probably find a lot of things that you have no idea why you still have them. The other thing you're going to have is a lot of paperwork. So your realtor has probably already taken you through the purchase agreement, and there's disclosures that will have to be completed for the buyer. There'll also be a lot of paperwork that will come from escrow. So I thought I would discuss that with you today. One of the things you're going to have to do is sign a grant deed. The grant deed is going to need to be notarized, and it'll be important that you have ID that matches the way you took title. Sometimes you've gotten married or divorced or added something different like a trust, and so we may need some additional documentation in order to do the deed. So your escrow officer will let you know if those things apply. As a seller, you have to deliver clear title to the buyer. So we'll be doing a lot of work to clear the title. We either pay off loans, or sometimes there's other types of liens. We will be asking you for your loan number, your loan company, and usually a signature. Generally they need a social security number. There are other types of liens besides mortgage loans, and sometimes sellers don't even know that those liens exist. I've seen bail bonds, I have seen child support liens, there's sometimes judgments, and these things are not necessarily obvious to the seller. We ask you for a lot of personal information on a form called a Statement of Information. It'll ask you where you've lived or worked for the last 10 years, the names of current and former spouses. The purpose of that form is to make sure that if we find a lien and it has a name that is similar to yours, but it's not your lien, it'll help us to determine that this is not your debt. So it's very important, even though it might seem a little invasive. There are also a lot of tax forms that need to be completed in escrow, and you may find that you need a little assistance in that. Your escrow officer can give you some general guidance, but some people decide that they need to speak to their accountant. In escrow, we have withholding requirements for both the state and federal government, and we also have reporting requirements for the federal government. The forms that you fill out will help us to determine whether or not funds have to be withheld and how we report the transaction to the IRS. So they're kind of important, and sometimes they're a little confusing. If there's anything that we can do to make the job easier for you, because it is a really stressful time, we would love to be helpful to you, so please give us a call.